Alright guys, welcome back to Rayron After Dark. This is another episode of the Icey Bookcase. Got another manga book here that I want to kind of just review a little bit. There may be some spoilers in my conversation, so I'll try to keep it as light as possible. Again, I kind of just want to show you guys the overarching story when it comes to Volume 1 of the Battle Angel Alita. So in this particular book, I'll read the little excerpt here. We've got treasure amid the trash. Far beneath the shimmering space city of Zalem lie the trash heaps of the scrapyard. Here, cyber doctor and and bounty hunter Dazuki Aidu finds the head and torso of an animalistic cyborg girl. He names her Alita and vows to fill her life with beauty, but in a moment of desperation, a fragment of Alita's mysterious past awakens her. She discovers that she possesses an uncanny prowess in the legendary martial arts known as Panjakust. With her newfound skills, Alita decides to become a hunter-warrior, tracking down and taking out those who prey on the weak. But can she hold onto humanity in the dark and gritty world of the scrapyard? So that is the little introduction when it comes to Alita Battle Angel. Now, there was a movie made. I don't know which came first, if it was the movie or the manga. But I always prefer the manga form when it comes to story writing, because for some reason you can get more story out of a manga book. Now I think this is volume 1 of 6. I believe there's 6 books. Yeah, volume 1 of 6 part books when it comes to this particular manga series. I personally liked it. The beginning of it was interesting. So you have this doctor, and as I mentioned back here, it was Aidu. And this particular, or not necessarily a doctor, it's more of a warrior hunter, finds the head of Alita and kind of the brain and the skeletal works of her upper portion, and basically takes her in, builds a body for her, and that's usually how it started out. Now, when she was trying to figure out her fighting techniques, her fighting styles, she goes up against another hunter, and she actually was, just when you think she was winning in her first encounter with another hunter, she actually loses pretty badly. That the body that her first version of her body just gets shattered, and just when you think all hope is lost, there is kind of another item that helps the plot go forward. But Aidu finds, or basically has, this berserker body in his kind of laboratory in the junkyard. And the junkyard kind of sits underneath this big city called Zalem. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, but what kind of reminds me of is basically if Cloud City was hovering above kind of like a landmass, if instead of hovering over a gas giant like you see in Star Wars, it's kind of hovering on top of a landmass, and underneath it is basically where all the trash goes, where basically the trash and the junk fall out of the city onto the land below, and this is where we find these hunter warriors kind of live in this cyberpunk grudging type of city. So as we progress, she gets her berserker armor, and then you can see her definitely becomes an ultimate fighter. Essentially, she kicks all the enemies. There's one enemy in here that challenges her to fight and everything, and she ends up winning. And by the end of the book, though, there was definitely a love interest. There's another character we get introduced to called Yugo, and at that point, the story did kind of slow down a lot for me. Definitely a lot more than I thought, but the rest of the book was good when it comes to the fighting, comes to the artwork, and I'll show you a little bit of an example here. So this is what the artwork kind of looks like. Definitely action-packed. The scenes are really good. In this example, this is where she was fighting some other hunter-gatherers. and the dialogue was easy to read, but definitely action packed. But like I said, towards the end of this book, it definitely slowed down. And that was kind of my gripe behind it, because, I want that balance of romance, the balance of fighting, and the goriness, and the story progression. And definitely towards probably like the second 2/3 or 1/3 of the book, the love interest kind of overshadowed the plot, I think, a little bit. But I'm excited to see what is going to be in the next volume to help progress the story, to progress the plot. And by the end of it, Yugo is basically the love interest of Alita, gets a bounty from another warrior hunter. So, again, this is my first perspective. I haven't seen the movie. This is basically an overview of Alita, the Battle Angel, Volume 1. So with it, guys, thank you so much for watching this snapshot of Alita Battle Angel, the manga series, Volume 1, and I'll see you on the next video.